Welcome back to the Narrowboat that James built. I hope you're well, thanks for joining me. This is the second part of our journey home. We've just done Paddington to Ballsbridge. Now we've got to do Ballsbridge all the way up to the staging point in Rickmansworth. There's a long way to go still.
Hard over, heavy on the throttle. Union Main Line. Here we go. And we're going through Hayes now, and then we've got to go through Useley and then up towards Cowley. So we're making good tracks at the moment, still quite a lot of light left. So if we can get up towards Cowley, basically we just want to get through Hayes and we're going to keep going as far as we can now. That's what we've decided. There's quite a lot of light left. We've done a bit of nighttime navigating before, so we'll see what happens. But we're feeling pretty fine still. We're in good form, so yeah, it should be all right. But slow and steady for this bit. That'll be the plan. Not racing. Okay, we are approaching the southern perimeter of Huxbridge now. So we've gone through the mooring bit. And actually, it was actually quite pretty. I'd be happy to moor there. The only problem is you can't get a car to most of it. Going past the Elizabeth line here at West Drayton. Right, going underneath Column Bridge. And that's not column because they look like columns, that's C-O-L-H-A-M. Anyway, Bridge 192. 191, Trout Road Bridge. Grand Junction Canal Company, 1911. Okay. That says dead slow moored craft, marina entrance, 75 yards on left. We are coming up to Bridge 190B, which is the start of the slough arm. Last time we came down here, kind of whizzed past this. Someone on the channel wished I hadn't, so I'm going to go nice and slow, which I have to anyway, because of that yellow sign that you couldn't read. Going a bit quicker than that. Well, I didn't think I'd have to be saying this today. Slow patrol to Serafini, do you copy? We better reach for our windlasses, mate, because we are going through our first lock of the day, which is Cowley. Yeah. Here we go, here's the slough arm. Again, it's lock free all the way down to Slough. It doesn't quite go into Slough town centre. It kind of goes on the perimeter. It's not a very well used navigation, so there's quite a lot of stagnant water in there. But there we go. There she is. One day I'll probably do that. I don't know why, but I might do. Okay, windlass at the ready. We are about to go into our first lock. Bridge 189, Benbow Bridge, it's a nice name. Cowley Lock is just underneath it. You don't have to go far out of London before it all turns very, very pretty again. A few canal side cottages. And then a pub. Nice. That's true. That's right, 30 more locks to go, roughly, until Berkhamsted. This is lock 86, Burco's 56, by my GCSE maths. That's 30.
Have you decided where we're going yet?
Burco. baby. Right, we are now approaching our second lock of the day, which is Huxbridge lock 85. We're doing okay, the sun's still fairly high in the sky. I reckon we're going to get through Denham Deep Lock, but then once we're through that, really, we've got to carry on, because then you're in no man's land. And I need to get back to my car. Now we've made it this far, we've got to keep on going. We're now making our way through Oxbridge into Denham. Next lock is Denham Deep, and we're going up 11 foot 1 inch. But starting to see autumnal colours coming through now. Right, this is bridge 183A we are soon to be passing under, which is, I've forgotten the amount of times, this is the A40 again. I think this might be our 6th time of passing underneath it. Oh, this has worked out well. There's a girl bringing a Dutch barge down through Denham Deep Lock, so the lock is set for us. Here we are coming into Denham Deep. I'm on the rope. This is massive! Here comes Serafina into the Grand Union's deepest lock. Rob's just pointed this out to me, you don't see that often. There's a narrowboat inside a bigger boat. Rob's 12-year-old is probably asleep on board. We're thinking about opening the gate paddles up first, just to waken her up a little bit. But no, that's a surefire way of sinking Rob's boat here. Mine, though, is quite far back. I'm going to keep her in the middle of this one because Rob and I don't know what to do. Well, we do, but we haven't done this lock before, so we don't really know how it behaves. All we do know is that these gates are damn heavy. They're huge. Rob's an Adonis of a man, and even he is struggling with this. Although usually you get someone to do the lock gates for him. White water narrowboating. No, just Denham Deep Lock. Lock's about half fill. We've got 5 minutes so far though. Slow patrol has done Denham Deep. Let's go. A few more locks to go, but the next lock, I think, boasts a shop a few hundred yards away, and I need chocolate. Rob's remarked that this is a really attractive part of the canal, and I know what he means now, because we're going in between these fishing lakes, so you probably can't really get any sense of this at all, to be honest. But oh, there you go. So we're going between these lovely fishing lakes, and they obviously built the canal by building an embankment, so this is raised. So unlike a lot of the canal that we go across, this is above the landscape. And it just gives you a really good vantage point. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, this is really pretty. Soon to be made a lot less pretty by HS2.
And for the benefit of my overseas viewers, HS2 stands for High Speed Rail 2, and it is designed to go from London up to the north. But it doesn't, it stops halfway.
Cranes as far as the eye can see. Right, Wide Water Lock is just up ahead of us, and with daylight being what it is, I'm thinking just pushing on and foregoing the shop. Right, we've done Wide Water Lock, 2 more locks to go. There's a bit of light left. Right, let's go. The late summer sun is setting over Harefield. Look at that, beautiful distance here. And we are shortly approaching Blackjack's lock. There's not many visuals around here to give anything away, there's no footpaths or anything, but there are a few moored boats on starboard side as we approach the lock. So I'll look out for them, give Rob the warning, and do the penultimate lock of the day. Right, there's the moored boats, there's the bridge, and the lock thereafter. Compared to Denham Deep, this looks like a miniature lock. That beautiful house there. What a place that is. Amazing, like a 10-hour cruise from central London and you're back into quite beautiful, idyllic settings like this. I've just hauled that lot out from in front of the bow, so there's a bit of small stuff remaining, but all the big stuff's gone, just so we don't get caught up in the props on the way through. I was just saying to Rob, this would be a good beginner's lock. Blackjack's 85, because there's no exposed sill. Obviously there is a sill, but no exposed sill. So apart from being a right numpty and flooding your own boat, there's not much that can actually go wrong for anyone in this lock. So yeah, it's quite a good beginner's one. Into it. There's not that much light left now. That's another thing that people have put up there to basically deter more boaters from mooring there. They've put a ghastly light up which shielded it from their own house. Bastards. Now there's a boat you don't associate with canals. Well, this is all quite attractive, all lit up at night. As we are approaching the Koi Cart pub. Right, we are approaching the Koi Cart pub now, just on the outskirts of Harefield, approaching Maple Cross. Rob's going to go set up the lock, and it's our last lock of the day before we have turned back to our staging point. And this feels so rewarding. Right, we're trying to get into this lock now. It's our last lock of the day. It's pretty dark though. I can see the edges because they're painted white, but I got my tunnel lights on, but they don't obviously make much difference. Quite glad we haven't got that much further to go now. I don't know whoever built this boat, but did it so well that you can adjust the tunnel lights downwards to illuminate. Obviously they're not tunnel lights because I'm not going through a tunnel, so they're just headlights, but I can point them downwards, so it's going to aid me when I moor up in a minute, because it's quite dark up there. Okay, my repositioned tunnel lights have worked a treat, because it's illuminating kind of the little bit of water ahead of me and the banks, but visibility is low, really low. Rob is up ahead, so he's going to tell me if anything is amiss, but you really have to keep your wits about you. and after a long cruise, that takes some doing. So I'm really concentrating here. And compared to West London, when I last cruised at night, it was around the same kind of time. It was so much lighter there. It's just the ambient light made it so much easier to navigate. The sky was much brighter, and therefore the reflection of the water was that much more visible, and obviously far less trees. So this is not easy, but I do have, for emergencies, plugged into where my comedy horn goes. I've got that, flick it on, and I've got this LED thing here, which is insanely bright. I'll point it forwards. Look at that. I got quite decent visibility. So that's my emergency light. So we're making progress. I can see very, very little. If it wasn't for my light here that I'm holding, I would see next to nothing. So we're looking out for our moorings, and the giveaway is when we go past the Haywood site where their boats are, and we're just after that on the port side. And up ahead is a good example of why you should dress your boats with some kind of lighting on the outside permanently on. Because it just makes it that much more visible for those that do go cruising at night. Granted, I hardly ever see any boats cruising at night, but there are some. And that helps. Not long to go now, I think. Truth is, I've got no idea. But there was a sewage works slightly south of where we were moored last time, and I can detect a sewage works coming up. There's a certain smell in the air. Sewage works, check. Engineering boats and diggers, check. A whole load of rusty crafts with no windows, check. We must be home. Right, Rob's just radioed in to say that he's found a mooring just after the barge on the port side. I think that's Serafina just there. Yeah, that must be him. Right, cool. We're back. Right, we're all moored up. Exactly opposite, not that you can see it, the canoe place and the B&B that we were before. Happy days. Wow, that was absolutely mega. What an incredible cruise and day that was. We're back on our mooring. I'm just cooking myself some dinner. What am I having? Mussels. I've got some sourdough bread left. Wow, that was a mega cruise today. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad not to hear the Lister in my ear for once. It's so rewarding though, having got back all the way back to our staging point here in Rickmansworth. Although the last hour was a little bit touch and go with the visibility. It's so dark out there, and obviously there's no ambient light. So it was really kind of dark. I think it'd be fine cruising at night if you've got a full moon out, or you know, in a built up area where the sky is that much brighter. You get the reflection in the water, but here it's just nothing. So there's a little bit kind of touch and go at times, but good practice. Winter's coming up, and obviously as a continuous cruiser after work, I have to move the boat sometimes, and it's going to be pitch black at like 5 o'clock. So yeah, I've had a bit of experience now of navigating the boat at night. But yeah, just really relieved to be back here where the car is, not far from Watford, which is good. There's someone there I want to see. And yeah, London was just absolutely amazing. It's everything Rob and I wanted it to be. We had the best few days there. We ended up spending an extra day in Paddington just because, well, we were there and it's just exactly what we wanted to do. So it worked out really well. the cruise down was nice. Camden was exactly what we wanted a bit. I mean, we were so lucky to get those moorings. It was unexpected to get moorings in the same pound, let alone together. So, we hadn't booked anything. So that was just, that was really fortuitous. But again, by the time we got into Camden, we were just fit for nothing. It was really tiring that day. It's been like 30 to 35 degrees outside on the boat. So navigating in that heat it's kind of a bit arduous, to be honest. But yeah, it was great. And Little Venice was lovely. And Paddington was just, it was just great. The contrasts were just insane compared to like this rural area where we are here. It's another world, and to think it's connected to the same part of water is just kind of mind-boggling at times. I know London's not for everyone, but for the few days that we were down there, it was just fantastic for us. We're definitely going to do it again. Want to spend more time in Little Venice, want to spend more time in Camden. There's loads of people that want to come with and and do the trip as well, so I'll do it again. We'll probably carry on, go to Limehouse. Whether we do the tidal bit up towards Brentford and then, well, who knows, but there's still lots more to discover. But I've really enjoyed this cruising. The only problem is when we got back, obviously it's pitch black, and don't know exactly what's happened, but Rob has pulled into something and his engine cut out. So whether it's something around the prop or whether it's something a little bit more sinister going on, we don't know yet. But obviously we haven't had a look because it's pitch black. But we're going to have to move the boats up towards, next stop will be kind of Cassio, and then up towards Berkhamsted. So we've got a few days still to do that. But I mean, we've just done lock 80, or 79 or whatever it is. I don't know, I can't remember now. And top lock in Berkhamsted, like towards Dudswell, is lock 50, so we still got like 30 locks to go until we're officially like back home. So still a long way to go, but really it's just brilliant. And from all the comments I've seen, it seems like most of you enjoyed the trip to London as well, so I'm really glad about that. Berkhamsted will be next stop. Until then, take care, bye bye.